Welcome back everybody into another backtesting session on gold. It's not a backtesting session, it's a start of another 20 trade challenge as we just did on gold as well. As always, we're going to choose one date to start off, possibly start the week off, but doesn't really matter. Any of these days is fine. We're going to take advantage of 20 trades in whatever times is needed. So no rush of how long it will last, how many days, how many weeks, etc. 20 trades. Let's choose a date. 2020, late 2020, September 2021. 31st December is not a good date because there will be high spreads, no volume because of the holidays. Again. Okay, 19th February. Okay, it's a Friday. 10,000, 2 pips spread as always, commissions 8, and we start the simulation. 1 minute. An hour. And we are good to go. Of course, risk always 2%, 15 pips stop loss, 60 pips take profit. We have the sessions over here. Slightly faster. We have the news, and we're going now to review what happened in this week. There you go. Okay, but first of all, I want to show you my what I learned from the previous mistakes. Let me just go to London Open. So, okay. Actually, pre-London Open, which is we're going to trade. We're going to trade pre-London to London and New York, almost to the end of London session. Let me show you what I learned from the previous exercise. Just give me a second, I have to sneeze. I don't know. Yes, very good. Okay, previous mistakes. When zooming in into a scalping style, I tend to lose focus on where in this time frame I was. New York, 5 minutes before New York, 10 minutes before New York Stock Exchange, right before the new 4-hourly candle. Not expecting this scalping session, so exactly what I just told you. I want to trade 1, 2, and possibly 2, 3, 4 hours in this time frame. Not trading in the middle of the sessions. My mistake was when I didn't let the winning trades run to their full potential, with of course the runners, because it's very important to have the set of rules that I showed you, which for me are the risk reward taking. So as usual, if I have a 15 pips stop loss, I have 80% partials at 30 pips, 20% run risk free. If we see price clearly above 45 pips, stop loss at 45 pips and let run without hard TP. If the rejections around 45 pips, TP. There's also some other tweaks. If re-entry available when price is above 40, 50 pips for previous trade. At least stop loss at 15 pips in profit to sort of hedge against the new re-entry. So you get what I mean here. When the price, if for example, I enter here, let's do like this. I enter, then price goes 30 pips. I have my partials, okay. I have another break and retest of a key level, and I want to enter here. I have to at least put 15 pips, even if it's just 20%, so it's not the full cover of not the full edge of this position, but at least cover something, not just to risk that this one gets lost and this one gets break even. At least to partially edge this second position. And these are the rules. Other mistakes that I was making. Okay. Not exiting at break even with multiple confirmation or rejections. I showed you when I had an entry on here, and I see that price is having rejections here. I'm not talking about the first up and break retest. You have to go out to break even. No, that is not following the rules of the stop loss. But you see this, you have multiple rejection. Maybe you also had one that didn't stop you out, but okay, go up, go up, go up. There's no reason to allow the full stop loss. So you put break even, and if that stops you out and then go back up, you have to be aware of the possible re-entry. Not take the full stop loss, or in this situation, there's no. Okay, I don't understand why it's not. Okay. Okay, there's probably something. The hitbox is fucked up. Entering ranging markets are the first possible sign of trend. I had to use the checklist to have at least a few confirmations of trending, not entering a cold thread. If you remember the last video, I told you twice, wow, this looks like a nice candle. This looks like a very strong rejection. Not entering. Or the other one was on the uptrend. I saw that candle. This was a key level. A nice, really nice bullish candle, and I said, okay, this is a nice entry. I didn't take it, and then price went up. So trying to sort of trust my intuition. Of course, the setup has to be there, not just guessing games. So let's start. Let's move on. So this is the 1 minute. This one was away. Okay. Let's do one thing. Okay, so this is the nominal. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to check what was the date of the last time, and it was June, so it's far away. Okay, this is the 1 minute. The hourly time frame is here. To do our analysis. Okay. So we are at these very strong lows. As you can see, we're sort of breaking and retesting this low. We are actually reacting at 1764. As you can see, very strong support on the high time frame. And you see that we bounced off during Asian session, we bounced off this level, very strong. And I remember, I know that in this period, yes, there's optimism, but still, no, actually, I don't know because I wasn't watching the market in this period, but I'm guessing there's optimism, overall higher time frame due to the vaccines being rolled out, as you can see also on the bearish time frame, but there's a very, very strong support at 1764, as I just showed you. So I think that to break below, it will be needed something more important, but let's see. So as a trade ideas, what we have is we're still below these previous lows. You see the key level 1772.5 still got the very strong rejection. So at the start of the pre-London session, we might expect a top wick and then continuation down, or a break below, above, and continuation up. If this we validate this as a very strong rejection. On the 1 minute, exactly what we want to see is this one. We want to see a top wick and even a retest of this level and then continuation down. These are the price sensitivity areas, as you can see. And what is this one? I don't know why it's yellow. So I will just look a nice base this week, very nice. And this of course can be put here. And that's very good. We have a minor here, but it's not yet. Yeah, I mean, it was the support, so it might be. Okay. Just go and check the news. What we had the past events. So this was the week of unemployment claims. Okay, so NFP was the previous week, right? Unemployment claims 2 weeks ago. NFP, very low NFP. We didn't have the data. We have a CPI, same as expected, a little change from previous, less unemployment claims, nice retail sales. Bouncing of the unemployment claims yesterday. So yes, overall, I don't have the data of this NFP. But for sure, it would have been higher than expected, higher than previous. That's why we got on the 5th of February. Actually, looks like that the data here caused the whipsaws. Probably we had very bad news because look at the rally. But then this week we have optimism, we have probably vaccines rolls out or being rolled out. And this week we are at the end of the week, so Friday we have to be careful. We have a FOMC member speaking, no news. Next week we have Powell testimony twice and some speeches which we cannot really see. So it won't be easy to trade without the headlines and without having the confirms. But after 16 minutes, we can start and see the price action. This is pre-London, so it's not yet the big volume from London. What we can immediately see and recognize is that on the Asian session, we were in a very strong bullish trend, as you can see. Created PSAs, we bounced and created higher lows. We created a new higher high after bouncing from here, but still clearly in an uptrend. We have a break above the key level for like 48 pips, and then a very strong rejection at this previous highs on the left hand side. So now it looks like we are in a correction bearish trend, but we still have to look. This would have been a nice entry setup, but too close to the previous lows. It is a counter trend trade. Yeah, we had a very, very aggressive bounce of the PPL, PSA, and these previous lows. So what we want is either, because if we look here, it looks like a strong rejection, but we have to look if market structure gets broken, if we have a strong close below these previous higher highs. So we start creating higher lows and lower highs. Let's start. Okay, so far very strong rejection of the level. And we want to see strong breaks below the previous high. Okay, let's move on. As always, 1 minute by 1 minute. Okay, looks like we are getting some strong confirmation of bullish trend starting. We made a lower wick. We now have to have confirmation for the confirmation of price trending. I would love to take, this is like 46 pips, but this is exactly one of these mistakes. First possible sign of entry. So let us use a checklist. Yes, price is trending above the new hourly made a lower wick. We are breaking above the key level. We have the candle setup here. This candle made a lower wick and then close strong above. Yes, we have this one, but is in continuation of the trend. So with a 15 pips trend, the TP stop loss, we are almost covering this range, and we have enough over here. This PSA has already been broken, and we are taking advantage of the bullish trend. So let's enter price and let's see how it goes. And let's see. Let's go. Okay, looks like we're getting rejection and we're getting the first loss. L. Okay, let me right then over here, one. As you can see, in Insight, this was exactly the mistake that I told you. First sign of trend resuming, I entered, but it's good. Let's see where price reacts. Okay, looks like we are closing below these previous lows, which was the price point of interest for the first signs of bearish trend. Of course, this was a confirmation of bearish with strong reaction at this PSA in Insight, but we were in a bullish trend, so there was no real this is in Insight. Let's see if we have some more confirmation of price trending below. Good confirmation will give me this range to take advantage of course not entering exactly at this first candle over here. As you can see, better to wait. And now looks like to get out of the range, we need strong closures either above here, above these previous highs at 1775 over here, which was the previous highs on the left, and then or even safer above there. But as you can see, price didn't break below the structure and kept a bullish trend. Okay, this looks like a nice continuation candle, very strong rejection and closing with a nice body. Okay, makes a lower wick and now is flipping bullish. Okay, also with a nice body. We have 15 pips. We have 30 pips to go revisit these previous highs, but look, we are still in this PSA. So this would be a very high risk trend in continuation, but we have further confirmations. So yes, it's a risky move, but we had these confirmations already from this previous candle. Over here, when it flips bullish, are we still in trend? Yes. We had the bounce in the new. Okay, this is, you see, I forget about time. This is the new London session making lower wick. This previous candle, and this might be in continuation up. So I'm going to enter and let's see how it goes. Not nice. Okay, coming towards our second loss in a row. Very good. Loss. Okay. So we got the rejection exactly at 1775, the price point that I was talking about you. Let's see. You see, this is a kind of setup below the key level, but we are still in this range. So I'm looking for entries on the sell, really below these previous PSAs with confirmation of bearish trend. As you can see, we have this strong PSA that was confirmed already now. This is not a very strong PSA, so we might even remove. We might put it as a intermediate PSA. But still price is in range. We're coming towards the end of the hour. This is the second hour. So we're going to jump straight to New York session. As you can see, we are in a awful range. It's a Friday. And this is New York open. As you can see, price is in a big range, bouncing off these levels. No real entry. Where do you enter here? Maybe you have some confirmation, not really. So no real strong confirmation of trending price. There you go. As you can see, this one showed to be an important PSA as well. And we're going to see the start of New York. Of course, now we have the FOMC members talking, so we don't know, unfortunately, we don't know the headlines. And we're going to see if we can catch some clear trend. Strong rejection, but this is the candle opening in New York, making a lower wick above the key level. As you can see, bouncing off the key level, bouncing off the PSA, but still rejecting. Okay, very strong whipsaws moves. Nothing I want to get involved in. As you can see, this is a no trade moment right now. I want to see clear first confirmation here and then take advantage of the break below. Okay, now price looks like it's more trending. Let's see there another reaction at these previous lows. Nope, actually the opposite. So we're coming towards the end of the first look at this reaction on the hourly time frame. We flipped bullish from the opening, which was here. We just flipped bullish, but we still have these highs on the left. Okay, we're coming towards the end of the 4-hourly candle. And this was just huge. Probably some headlines, 40 pips in one candle. Nothing that you can really anticipate. How can you take advantage of this retest of the key level at the end of the 4 hours? So nothing that we have to really think about. The end of the hourly candle, we have strong bullish candle. Let's see if we get a lower wick at the hourly and then continuation up. Okay, smaller candles, no lower wick yet. It actually had a lower wick. That was okay. The first one made a lower wick, very small, then continuation up. Okay. This might have been a nice entry. We still have range to target these previous lows, but it's a counter trend. As you can see, the bullish trend is very strong. As I showed you here, this was a pretty strong support. It's just that entering was not easy. We made a double bottom, but this was very impulsive due to news headlines that we don't have access to here. on the simulation. So it might even go down and retest these lows, but this is the first sign of the of trending, and furthermore we have 5 minutes from New York Stock Exchange open. So if we get 5 minutes and then we get either a retest, we get a break here, then New York Stock Exchange open makes a top wick, failing to break structure, and then continuation down, that would be good. Otherwise, if we see now price rejecting, New York making a lower wick, and then continuation. Okay, New York Stock Exchange opening right now, lower wick. Let's see the reaction of the key level. Looks like, okay, looks like this actually is a 30-minute candle. So open here. So we made a lower wick, but this also can be a top wick. So we had a nice rejection of the key level for like 25 pips, but no entry. And this one might be more interesting. I will like to see more confirmation for price trending as the New York trend. Okay, apparently there was no need of confirmation. This was the entry because it spiked up 50 pips in one move, 60 pips. Okay. So this was the entry. This is my setup. Taking advantage of the bullish trend, taking advantage of the New York trend, price making lower wick. Remember, this is the hourly. We don't care about the hourly, we care about the 30 minutes. Made already a lower wick, and then we are coming in. Then we get the candle close. Okay, actually this was the entry. As you can see, I'm much more confident now, not waiting the candle close. This is the nice entry as per my setup. When the candle flips bullish, this is the confirmation that I was waiting for after this candle. So it makes sense to follow my trade setup. Close bad, and then you get the profit. So I will take a partial at 30 pips. Okay, break even, 80, candle close it at 40. Actually, so let's see. This is at 30 pips, okay. And the close is at 30, so there's no need, the confirmation of we're going to put the take profit at the next key level. Okay, we're now at 50. We put the stop loss at 45, and we put the TP higher up. We're going to now watch the price action. Okay, very good. We can even put the stop loss here, 60 pips guaranteed. TP even higher up. On the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, we have the full range to the next key level. If we get stopped out, it's still 60 pips, so it's more than fine. Exactly. So this was a win. This is not insight because by watching the candle trades setup live, I showed you how this candle close wick, but this had the confirmation of my setup. Candle flipping bullish. I need more confirmation. This one close above, this one lower wick and then flips bullish. My entry setup, exactly that, and I get my entry. So it's not inside and it's a win. We're coming towards the end of the hour. We have this PSA, but we are too close to the key level, so I would like to have a retest of the key level to price have confirmation up, continuation up. Okay. This is the first sign of confirmation of breaking below, but still no entry, of course. Correction of like 50 pips on the downside. Very strong rejection at the key level. Further continuation of price down. As you can see, this is another. So this is the first confirm. This is the second confirm, giving you like 38 pips. This is a nice candle. Let's see how it closes, how it moved. I really don't like. Let's see the next one. Okay, yeah, I don't really like the action for bearish trend until we get a strong rejection. Exactly. So this counter trend trade would have been really good, really nice, 50, 60 pips. But anyway, we didn't have enough signs of confirm, so it's just inside. My point is now, are we still bullish? Right now, what confirms do we want to see for price to continue up? The answer is that I want to see price either breaking and retesting this PSA, either here or safely above the key level. To take sells, really, in this moment, I wouldn't take sells unless the next hour we go to break and retest of the key level. Yes. Okay, looks nice. We have a range. Let's see how it moves. It's not flipping bullish, so no entry. Okay, I will wait above these PSAs. Because it looks like we are in that small range, 25 pips range. Let's see now this candle. Very strong bearish. Closes above, but we are too close to the key level for me to be happy about an entry. Okay, we're coming towards the end of London at London close. So I will say that for today is done. Let's recap. This is the day. Let me save the simulation. I don't want to lose it because I tend to do it. So this is gold marathon number 2. There you go. Okay. So we took our setup, we took 2 losses, as you can see here, 2 losses and 1 win. The win gave us like 5%, so we are now up 0.89% after 2% losses. And we're going to catch up from the next time, from the next day. Let me just move to pre-London the following day, just ranging, and continuation of the bullish trend as I showed you from the beginning of the session. I showed you that the main bias due to the strong support that we had here. The main bias was bullish, but was really difficult to enter as a scalper. We got 2 losses in pre-London, if I'm not mistaken, doing also I think London session. Yeah, pre-London and London, and we got our win, nice win with doing New York session in continuation after New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so let's save it again, and we see you guys next time for the rest. We took 3 trades, we still have 17 to go.